Hi! Okay, so I look really freaking dry right now. Firstly, what's up? It's Erlane. Welcome to a new video. Today we're doing a little chit chat, get ready with me. And again, I look very dry, crusty, dusty, musty because I have put on no moisturizer. I just washed my face, and that is because I have to put in contacts today because today's video is in partnership with, can you see that? We're doing a video with TTDI, or the third eye as it stands for. They hit me up because they wanted to send me some contacts, so you know your girl loves contacts and I love some good contacts. I got 4 pairs of contacts. I don't really know the name of them except for one because only one of them had a name sticker on it, so I'll put them on the screen. But they're really cute, really comfortable, and super affordable as well. They're pretty much always having sales. The box came with a bunch of stickers and stuff so you can decorate your little contact case, and each contact actually comes with a matching case and 2 tools like to grab it out and a little suction if you need help putting it on. I don't use those because I use my fingers. I already wear like medicated contacts for about like 2 years now, and there's actually a little thing in there that'll like tell you how to get free contacts, and of course I have a promo code for you so y'all can get some contacts, you feel me? But anyways, we are going to try a little K-pop idol look because we all know that Erlane is a Koreaboo. I'm not actually a Koreaboo, that's a joke for legal reasons. Whenever I think of contacts, I think of K-pop idols because they're pretty much like the kings and queens and other non-binary royal figures of lenses. So I went on Pinterest a while ago and I think I'm gonna try to do this like, can y'all see that? I think I'm gonna try to do this like Chungha look because it looks really simple and easy, and also something along the lines of this. This is not Chungha, I just found this. Yeah, every time I try to do Korean style makeup, it doesn't work. So we're just gonna test the waters today. So yeah, like I said, I'm really dry because I put on contacts with a dry face so that my hands don't slip or anything from if I put on moisturizer. If this look doesn't work, this is just gonna be a getting ready to go to Costco video because that's where I'm gonna go after this is done. So we're basically going for K-pop idol makeup look and then like airport fashion inspired style, which is pretty much what I wear anyway. So I'm gonna go with these contacts today. And oh my god, one of the things I really do appreciate about these color contacts is that they actually have my medication in them. Like when you go on the website, you can put in your prescription when you order them, because the contacts that I do have I get for free from my eye doctor, but I get it for free because they don't put medicine in them. So I wear them but I can't see a single thing out of them, which kind of sucks. So with these I actually get to have my prescription in there and I can actually see out of them. I remember the first time I got contacts, I literally could not get them out of my eye, so I slipped them in. Okay, so this is what they look like. They look so pretty. I tried to match the lenses that Chungha wore in the picture. So okay, now I'm gonna put on my sunscreen and moisturizer. You guys know I use the Cetaphil moisturizing lotion for my moisturizer, and then I use the daily facial moisturizer for my sunscreen. I'm actually running out of this. It's just, this crap is so expensive. It's like $15 for this little ass bottle. I don't understand why they don't already have SPF and facial and body moisturizers. Like, I've always thought about that. I'm gonna apply this Paris Hilton lip oil. I got this in a pack at Ross and it smells really bad, but it's such a good like precursor for your lip balm or lip gloss if you plan to wear it. Throw on some Vaseline. Like I said, today's makeup is gonna be inspired by Chungha. I'm gonna pull up the picture, and while we do that, we're obviously just gonna chit chat as we do in these parts. Okay, so me and Chungha don't have the same face shape, don't have nothing, but there's like a pinky, reddy, orangey look going on, and I have only 2 palettes. So y'all know I always use the Modern Renaissance, and then my mom gave me her Naked Urban Decay. There's like some of those colors in here. The Modern Renaissance, literally such a staple. I completely understand why this crap blew up when it did. And then I don't really know how to do like straight brows because my brows aren't straight. Also, I cut too much of my brow off, if you can't tell. Like at the top it's kind of bald. I just use a razor blade to like shave them down, and I went too far down. So first we're gonna start off with like a little bit of foundation. I'm not gonna take on the makeup today, y'all, because like I said, I'm literally going to go to Costco and like take an exam later. You guys know I always use the Smashbox Studio Skin 15-Hour Wear Hydrating Foundation. I want to get a new foundation because one, this one is too expensive, so I don't want to repurchase it. I literally got this for prom and then that was it. I want to get like a BB cream or like a CC cream. I've been thinking about cushions because those seem to be really good for what I want. Okay, I'm gonna do a little bit of color correcting with the LA Girl Pro Concealer. This is the red one, just to cover up my little dark spots I have on my face because they're bothering the living crap out of me. So fun fact, actually, I don't think I've ever told anyone this because I don't really think it's that big of a deal, but your girl has actually sent in a few like K-pop trainee audition videos basically. But obviously y'all know we're in this little poinsettia right now, so it's like you kind of have nothing to do. So when I open my Instagram and I see people being like, send in your online auditions, like I don't have to fly to Korea to audition, so you know I'm gonna do it. Like, it's kind of like the perfect time. And I don't really like audition with the intention of getting in. I more just so do it because it's kind of fun. Like, the thrill of sending in an audition is really fun. If you haven't done it before, I highly recommend. I know whenever people talk about like foreigners in K-pop, specifically non-Asian, it can be kind of like a sticky topic, especially there are some people I've seen online who are like Korean or just are Asian and have no problem with it, and then there's other people who are like, there are no Asians in Western media, so why would we let non-Asians in our media? And I get it, like obviously I can't really speak on that because I'm not Asian, but also this is not our fault. This is not our fault that there are not Asians in Western media. Talk to the white man, because this was not my doing. And then there's also people that are like, K-pop was heavily inspired by Western culture, specifically Black culture, and you see that in a lot of these concepts that people want to be doing. And it's kind of like that thing of like, you can't outdo the doer. How you gonna take my concepts but then not let me like be the one to do the concepts? Another thing, I also hate how people blatantly deny the fact that K-pop is heavily inspired by Black culture. Even Lee Soo-man, the SM Entertainment, biggest entertainment company in Korea, the man himself even said that he was so inspired by Western music and even Black culture specifically, which is what led him to make Sotaeji Boys, which is like technically the first K-pop group. The first K-pop group was literally a hip-hop group. But anyways, I just find that really interesting. If anyone matches my color, this is the color 4.2, and then the other one, this is my mom's color that she gave to me, is 3.35. I'm just gonna like do the darker one on the outside and then do the lighter one towards the inside. But yeah, that conversation of like foreigners and specifically non-Asians in K-pop is always like a debate, especially on TikTok. But some of y'all need to do some self-reflection because some of y'all are just blatantly anti-Black or just racist in general and don't want to admit it. So you definitely need to have a talk with yourself. I remember in the Blackpink documentary, Teddy said this one thing that I really liked. He was like, K-pop is like about the language, the culture, kind of like that trainee system, because no other type of media has that. Most times when I see Koreans talking about K-pop and like what it is, they talk about like the culture of it rather than just like the person being Korean. And I think that's completely fair, especially because like there are non-Koreans in K-pop. Like there are foreigner idols that are Asian but like just not Korean. I don't know. I can't really speak on it because I'm not the target audience here. From what I've seen, it seems as if Koreans don't really care about whether or not there's foreigners, specifically non-Asians in K-pop, as long as they like learn the language and go through like, you know, the culture of what K-pop is, like the training system and all that. Whenever people do those like interview videos, it seems as if a lot of Koreans are like open-minded to it. So I've sent an audition to, I sent one to JYP, and JYP actually emails you back if they've like looked at your video. I sent one to B-Lift, and I'm pretty sure that's like Plus Global and Big Hit or something else. I could be wrong. And then P Nation, they actually have an audition Instagram. They will like announce whenever they're looking for auditions. Like I said, I don't really send in the auditions with the intention of getting accepted. I think, in my opinion, regardless of whether a Korean, an Asian, or a non-Asian's opinions of foreigners and non-Asians in K-pop, I think at the end of the day, it is the company's decision if they want to take you. So nobody really has a say. If you get accepted as a trainee and you are a non-Asian foreigner, that is the company's decision, and it's like no one has control over that. Whenever I see discussions of Fatu from Black Swan, they're like, oh, she got scouted, so like it's okay, like she didn't audition, she just got scouted. And I'm like, it doesn't matter if she was scouted or not. Like just because she got scouted doesn't mean it's like okay for her to be a trainee. I feel like it's okay for you to be a trainee, again, regardless, as long as you're going through the trainee process and being trained fairly just like anybody else would. Like they try to excuse her simply for the fact that she got scouted and did an audition, but I'm like, like that's still messed up. Like some people do audition and actually get in. Because I remember there was this other girl who made a video on Asian Boss. Most of it is just kind of rooted in racism and anti-blackness if we're talking about black people in K-pop. And some of y'all need to do some psychological evaluation if you catch my drift. I'm gonna go in again with a different LA Pro Girl concealer and do that on my under eyes. And I'm actually like really happy to see her because I just saw a video on my recommended the other day, and she's like, actually they're low-key promoting her. Like she does like these little videos, and like she speaks Korean and all this other stuff. Like, and that's what I was saying, like back to what Teddy was saying in that Blackpink documentary. I think K-pop is more than just like being Korean. I think it's about just like the culture of what the Korean entertainment industry is, rather than just being Korean. Because if that was the case, there wouldn't be, you know, Thai and Taiwanese and Chinese and all these other idols if it was simply just about being Korean. You feel me? And then some people also use the argument of like, if it is a black person, they have to be like half Korean or half Asian. I'm like, that doesn't even make any sense. Like, they have so many requirements for non-Asian foreigners, and like, since I'm black, I'm gonna be talking about black people. Like, there's so many check boxes that need to be checked off, but y'all don't say shit about the European white people trying to get into K-pop. Like, again, and that just goes back to me thinking that some of y'all are racist. Some of y'all racist, and that's fine. That's fine. You just need to acknowledge it, you feel me? Acknowledge it and squash the problem, because that's a problem. That's wrong. That is being discriminatory for no reason. Say you do audition and you're like a non-Asian foreigner, even if your hopes are so low of actually getting accepted if you decide to audition, here's the thing. You never freaking know. Because like I said, at the end of the day, it is those companies who make the decision. If they want you and they see potential in you, even if you are a non-Asian foreigner, they will take your ass. Because like I said, there have been videos of black and other ethnicity, races, trainees that are non-Asian. So it's like, clearly there's some sort of chance there. And I feel like if you want to do it, just go do it. Because whenever auditions do roll around, audition announcements from companies, there's always people that are like, are they gonna take me if I'm black? Are they gonna take me if I'm like Filipino? Like, it's always the question, but it's like, even they can't answer that. Like, you never know. So I think if you want to do it, just go ahead and take your chance and do it. So I'm gonna get some powder. I low-key had to watch like a video of a black girl putting on like Korean style makeup to know how to do this. I'm putting on the Focallure Face translucent powder. I'm just gonna let it sit there for a little bit and then dust it off with my actual color powder. But yeah, I guess my audition experience, if you will, sending it in online. And like I said, I sent auditions into JYP, P Nation, and B-Lift. They let you audition with either vocal, dance, acting, or modeling. With JYP, they actually make you do all three in one go. So you have to send in a singing recording, a dance video, and they make you do profile shots, your front, left, and right. My profile shot, I just took them on my iPhone because I don't have like professional headshots or anything. Literally the last time I got my pictures taken was like my junior or senior year, and my looks change by the month, so I can't like keep using those. Y'all know I use the Lancome, what is this shit called, Dew Finish pressed powder. This is in the color 540 Suede. Guys, I'm gonna buy myself new makeup because I literally have not bought myself makeup in months, because like there's nowhere to wear it, you know. And I think the dance video has to be like under a certain size, so make sure if you are wanting to send in something to JYP, and not just JYP but any other entertainment company, sometimes they let you only upload a video of a certain length and file size, but there's like websites you can use to compress your files if they're too big, and you can like type in what size you want it to be and it'll compress it like that. So technology we love. And I think in about like a week and a half, I got an email back saying that they looked at it, which I think is really nice, because with B-Lift and P Nation, I did not get that at all. You kind of just send it in and like that's it, and you just hope that they email you back. I have the cutest little fucking face. Wow, that's crazy. I like when I do my makeup and I have myself up. because I'm cute as hell. With Belift, I sent them in while they were doing the audition promotions. And I think Belift lets you audition every month, like in a certain time frame. So I think like the first 2 or 3 weeks of every month, or until the 15th of every month, you can send in an audition, and then after that they kind of close. When I sent in my Belift audition, it was not on a website, it was literally on a Google form. So that was like a little bit weird to me, because I was like, there's no way they're using a Google form to collect these auditions. But it's kind of good, because if you want to insert a file or anything like that, like you don't even have to worry about the size, because Google lets you go pretty high before like the file size is a problem. Put in your email, they ask for your height, your weight, and you actually have to pick which type of audition you're doing instead of doing like all 3 in one like JYP did. I did 2 different ones. I did one for dance and I did one for vocal. Oh, I forgot to mention, the songs I sang were like a minute or something long. I'd say the Sweet Safe Spot is about like 2 minutes long for either a singing video or audio or dancing video if you're gonna send in that. And same thing for acting, because I think for acting they make you like, you have to like say some lines. And if you are doing a video, they ask you to put in a YouTube video link, so you would have to upload it. And even though I uploaded mine, I put it on unlisted on one of my channels. I'm not gonna tell you. So if you don't want to go like crazy public like other people have done, because I know that can be uncomfortable sometimes, like other people watching you audition, especially if you're like kind of embarrassed low-key, and then you copy and paste that into the form and you're all good to go. For P Nation, they did it strictly by email. Like I said, they have an audition Instagram, and they'll announce whenever they're looking for auditions and when they're not. I'm literally sitting here running my mouth, not doing my makeup. I'm gonna start doing my eyes. Okay, I'm gonna take Sauced in the Urban Decay, what's this shit called? Heat palette. And just kind of start doing my makeup. I don't really know what I'm doing, but yeah. But I'll let you know what colors I'm using. But yeah, they announce when they're actually looking for auditions. I feel like out of all the companies, P Nation would be the most open to accepting a non-Asian foreign idol. Just because like Psy, and I don't like to put my trust in men, but like I feel like Psy got us, you feel me? The way I see it, I feel like obviously Psy is probably not the one going through these auditions. There's probably like a staff looking at them for him. I always like to think back to that one episode of Victorious where they were sending in auditions to perform at the award show. I'm pretty sure it's the Tori Goes Platinum 2-part episode, and they were all just in a room watching everyone's auditions. I assume that whenever they see like a black person on the screen or like a non-Asian foreign idol, they're just like, ah, skip. I would think JYP too, to some extent. I feel like if you were a non-Asian foreign idol but you had like their visual, like if you had a really good visual that they would want to have and think you look pretty, I feel like they would take you. It kind of sucks because it's like very vanity, but I don't think it's a secret that visuals are a big part of being a K-pop idol, so it makes sense. But I don't think P Nation has any trainees as of right now. I mean, they don't really be announcing that shit anyway, so who am I to tell you that? But next I'm gonna take Cayenne. I really like this color. I fuck with this palette a lot. I'm all good for the browns and reds. I know people love to shit on warm tones and get mad when like yet another warm tone palette comes out, but listen, don't be mad at me that you bought the Morphe 350 when that was a whole block of chalk. But anyways, this shit's good. I'm not even gonna lie, I bumped off like 5 kgs for me. I put it in kg because it's the unit they use, but that's also because like my weight fluctuates like low-key a lot, so I put it still in a weight range that I fluctuate in, not too low, like not something unrealistic, but I did bump off a few kgs just in case, you feel me? But also I'm not even really concerned with the whole weight thing, and I feel like you shouldn't be either, because most trainees, like, they lose weight like while they train. So if you're worried about your weight and you want to audition, I feel like you shouldn't even really be worrying about that, because the weight will fall off as you start training if you get accepted and all that. Like, it only makes sense since you're being so active. I don't like the idea that they start judging you on your weight before they even accepted you. If some companies do that, I feel like weight should honestly be the last thing they worry about in terms of a trainee, because that's the whole point. You don't want them to automatically like see you as an idol. I heard Gracie Gray say this in a video, like when they're picking trainees, they want to see your potential. They're not expecting you to be in tip-top shape just because you're auditioning. Like, that's the whole point. Like, you're auditioning to train and to become better. You don't have to be the best already, you know? The camera might have switched positions a little bit because I had to readjust, but yeah, I don't think the weight should really be that much of something you're concerned about, because like I said, it's all about you having the potential in the first place. They can worry about the aesthetics and everything later, and you can see that honestly with a lot of these idols that are popular now. Like, you can pretty much turn anyone into L'Oreal. I only use this on the outer eye. A tip I use because I don't wear fake lashes is you always want to accentuate the outer eye because that's going to give you that fan winged out eye look. So I'm gonna do that and I'll be back. Alright, so these are the eyes. I feel like I'm making like a 2015 beauty video. Okay, so now that we're done with the eyes, she just had like lip gloss on. The color was pretty much her lips but a little bit better. Okay, so I finished my makeup off camera because the stupid thing kept dying. So I let it charge. So I did my blush, my highlight, and obviously my lips if you couldn't tell. And I fixed my eyebrow a little bit. So for the lips, like I said, it was kind of just like a Your Lips but better. So I just put on regular clear lip gloss, and then I recently got this MAC lip gloss in the shade Soar A38 and just put it right in the center. So I put on the clear first and then I put this just like in the center. For blush from the Modern Renaissance, y'all know I don't have an actual singular blush. I mixed Venetian red and red ochre and put that all here, if you can see, a little bit on my nose. For highlighter, y'all know this is the only one I use because I love it so much, is the Becca Rose Gold. It's so pretty. That's my makeup. I really love how it came out. So now I'm gonna put on like my outfit, even though it's kind of already on.
I'm having one of those moments. 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 I'm having one of those moments.
Thank you so much again to TTDI, the third eye, for partnering with me on this video and sending me some contacts. I love them so much. I also love how my makeup turned out thanks to these contacts. Like I said, here's my promo code and there will be a link in the description if you would like to use it and get some prescription contacts or just regular old contacts on your own. They have literally everything, natural, colored, cosplay, everything you can think of. If you are new to my channel, what's up? My name is Jelani St. Cyr. I'm 19. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, and I would really appreciate if you would give this video a thumbs up and subscribe because it helps me a lot. All my social medias will be in the description. I love you. See you in the next video. Bye.